what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Sorry I haven't really been posting a lot. I know, okay? I've been in Florida and Arizona this week, taking care of some business, going to some conferences. It's been a really busy time, but we will be back home tomorrow, Monday. And by the way, tomorrow, Monday, is my birthday, so we're actually going to be doing a special birthday stream on this channel tomorrow, so it's going to be great. But I wanted to still get some quick content while I'm here in Arizona currently, just so something to hold you over, something to talk about. And I was really kind of thinking about it. What is some content that is good, engaging, is actually a good point that might, be kind of thought-provoking, but, I can kind of get out quickly. And I was really thinking this might actually be something that's relevant to talk about, especially, considering we kind of are going to see this happen. We already are seeing this happen in America, but then in the next couple of days, wink, wink, we're probably going to see a lot more of it happening, which provokes this natural reaction from conservatives that I think is wrong. Let me explain to you what I'm talking about by just stating what I really mean here. Personally, and I know this can be really controversial, but personally, I think that conservatives need to reevaluate the way they view the police. This is not to say that we shouldn't respect police or honor police or anything like that, but it is to say that we have an administrative watchdog state in America that is fundamentally against conservatives like us and seeks to harass, target, and persecute people like us. Okay, so the American regime is not on our side. Now, if you don't believe me, you can look at what's happened after January 6th to conservatives in America. And I've heard some stories about, the 6th that really blow my mind away to what, this regime is basically doing to conservatives and political dissidents. But now that we've established that we have this regime in America that is against us and seeks to take our rights away and all that stuff, we also know by de facto, by logic, law enforcement serves as the, enforcers of that state, of that regime. And to be completely fair, usually it is the feds that are the guilty party here, okay? Usually it's the feds, like the ATF, FBI, these types of groups that are kind of going after political dissidents and kind of doing this unconstitutional nonsense and all that, right? But that's not to say that local law enforcement can't get involved in it either, okay? Especially in blue areas. Do you guys remember this video from a few weeks ago where this guy in in Salem, Oregon, where this guy was getting harassed and attacked by Antifa, and for trying to defend himself against Antifa who was attacking him, the cops arrested the conservative while letting Antifa run free. How many times have you seen videos like that? Well, I guarantee you've seen a lot of videos like that. How many times have you seen videos where Black Lives Matter, Antifa are allowed to do whatever they want while conservatives are the ones that get arrested, okay? How many times have you seen videos of cops shutting down your church or your business or any of this stuff, right? How many times do you think it happens where local police show up to doors to confiscate guns? Well, the answer is much too many. I know what a lot of people are going to say in reaction to this. They're going to say, well, Vince, it's not really their fault. It's the politicians' fault. And the cops are just enforcing the law. And I don't disagree with you on that. I understand that. And I also understand that most cops actually are conservative, and many of them probably disagree with this stuff, but they're just following orders. But that's the problem, isn't it? They're just following orders. And I get that kind of in the job, you have to follow orders to get fired. But if those orders are bad, if those orders are to go after political dissidents or confiscate guns or whatever it is, why should we, and I'm not saying we shouldn't respect police, but why should we show this sort of blind, back the blue all the time, no matter what, we love all the cops kind of mentality that we do? I say we should respect police, but we should do it with a watchful eye and a great deal of skepticism. Because we do have an American regime that is fundamentally against people like us. And it is true that while there are many cops out there that if push came to shove, they would simply walk off the force or they would refuse to enforce the whatever it is. And I appreciate those cops, and those cops are true patriots. But there's also the majority of cops that wouldn't. There's the majority of, and I would argue a majority of cops, if the push came to shove with us, would simply follow orders if they were given it. Okay? And there have been countless psychological experiments that you can read up on throughout the years that have studied obedience and basically found that when put in these types of situations, people simply follow orders, and that's how you end up with stuff like the Nazi SS and all that stuff in the Holocaust, right? This stuff happens, And even if all the patriotic cops are fired in the situation, well, they'll just hire unpatriotic cops and then use that as the bludgeon of the state, right? See what's going on here? That's why I again say we should be a little bit more skeptical of our relationship with the cops than we are. Conservatives support the police. Why? We support the police because we support law and order. We support law and order because we believe that an orderly society is necessary to achieve not only security and stability, but also freedom and liberty. You can't have liberty without order, and we believe that as conservatives. But that is the reason why we support the police. If we have an American regime in power that fundamentally does not believe in that, right? They really just believe that law enforcement and the law should just be used as a political tool against us and basically to push this freaking globalist agenda that they're pushing on us. What then becomes our relationship with the cops? You know what I'm saying? I kind of hope I'm making some sense here, but long story short, I think that while we should support the police as conservatives, we should also recognize that today, not always necessarily, not all the time, but kind of in the current situation we're in today, the cops at the end of the day do enforce a political system that seeks to target us and take away our rights. Okay? And this is true. And I'm not making a super libertarian argument when I'm saying this because, like I said, I support strong law enforcement, but I support strong law enforcement in the context of a government and a state and a regime that is actually on our side and is not trying to make political enemies out of us. You know what I'm saying? So again, support the police. I agree. Back the blue, but keep an eye out. Back the blue with a watchful eye. And this is the question you should really be asking yourself. Let's say push came to shove. The cops are now showing up to your door because they want your guns, or you said something that was too based online or whatever it is. What are you going to do in that situation? Are you going to stand there and simply salute them and say, well, I understand you have a very hard job, sir, and I support you, and I'm not going to resist arrest because that would be unpatriotic of me? If that's your answer, I'm sorry, that's the wrong answer, and that's just something to think about, okay? And we're really not far off from this stuff happening, and this stuff already does kind of happen. And by the way, just so I just don't piss people off, and I want to be clear, red state police that, represent systems and laws that are not, against us, are not tyrannical, and in many cases kind of refuse to enforce some of the stuff the federal government is trying to do, I support those cops. But why should I support the cops? Regardless of whether or not they're just following orders or not, it doesn't really matter. They're the ones doing it. Why should I support the cops that are doing the stuff that is really bad? That's all I'm saying, okay? Anyways, guys, I'll see you guys tomorrow for my birthday stream. Have a good day. If you disagreed, let's keep it respectful. But yeah, see you guys.